the way I think, a presentation is supposed to happen, the main focus that you're supposed to do in a presentation in order to make it short, simple, and connect with somebody. Let me show you something quickly. When I talk about, when I talk about our concept, this is where I make my strongest point when I'm making a presentation. The first one, because some of you, sometimes you think it's about convincing people. No, it's about the way you articulate. And here. So here's the presentation. And let me see, where am I? Yeah. Here's the presentation, right? The main message is not this. That is the not main message. So be careful when you stay too much here, because that means you over talking to people, meaning that they already know about these problems. This is the way people live already. It's just a very small reminder, but this is not the main message. And many times you start a presentation, you stay too much here, that means you already killed the presentation. Neither is this the main message either. This is something just to help people understand that if you get busy the first half of your life, you can get better in your second half, or you can be in a better situation. That's the way I explain it. But this is the main message right here. This is my presentation. This is what I really emphasize. This is what I tell people. You see, most of us, we only have question mark, because that's what it shows, question mark. But once we get into our financial education, our workshops, we start understanding what is proper quotation. And you use your own example. Once we understand what is debt management, which is, eliminate your debt, now you understand that you can use your income to build your financial independence. Did you hear what I just said? You can use your income to build financial independence instead of using your income just to pay debt. That's it. So when I explain financial foundation, I try to make 1 to 2 points on each of the blocks, simple and strong. And that's why I say, look, it's supposed to be 0, 6 months emergency fund, and then I do 1 to 2 points, and then I focus on the investment part, which is 20 times your income. That is the purpose. Why? Well, do the math. If you make $50,000 a year, that's in 20 years 1 million. 1 million. Give me 1 second. ¿Todo bien? So 1 million at 5% is 50,000. So that means whatever income you make, you do times 20 years. Whether you make 100,000 is 2 million. 5% of 2 million is 100,000. You see, you understand? So 20 years of your income will make up 1 year of your current income. Once you have 20 years of your income on assets. So there's not. So the question is, do you see yourself, saving, building, having assets of 20 years equals your income? Can it be done? Well, yes, it can. As long as you understand the way this works, which is decreasing responsibility. So the main concept after that is this: die method, wealth formula. And then obviously I'm going to focus on wealth formula by understanding the rule of 72, and then wealth formula, break it down. But mainly I like to go to this one right here, which is the next page, right here. The $17 a day. How you get to 740 to, or using money, time, interest rate, no tax. How you build wealth. And you can do sooner if you can say more than 600, which more than 500, which is doable by you understanding your current situation. And obviously when I talk about this, it's about not don't stay at the same job, because you're not going to make 2 times more in 10 years. But our biggest tool that we give you, that we offer to you, is this right here. It's called, which is the PFS. So I focus on this. I wrap up with this very strong. Because through a PFS, not because I'm going to do it for you, I can do it for you one time, but the main thing is you use this tool yourself. And you learn to do this on a monthly basis, where you start understanding your short-term goals, mid-term, and long-term goals by writing it down. Even if you don't have, the resources to achieve this goal, it doesn't mean that you don't have to. You cannot have financial goals. Does that make sense? Because when I joined, I don't have no resources for me to hit any financial goals. But because I create financial goals, I was able to start, getting the resources by making sure I make extra money part-time. which this campaign can do that for you. And that's it. So once you make it very simple and you understand the message of the presentation, so the next thing you do is you show them how we make money, how we build a business. Or you talk to them about how strong the solution is. If you've seen our presentation about IUL, I tell people, it's not about the product. If you have seen that, it's not about explaining IUL. It's about explaining the goal that it takes to have $1 million working for you. It's the goal that you're selling. You're not selling the product. Because if you learn to sell the goal, it's easy to sell the product. So you have to, but how can you sell goals when you don't have goals yourself? And you gotta get passionate about your goals. You gotta get busy in working on your goals. I don't know, but anyone here knows exactly when you're gonna have $1 million? Do you know the number? How close are you to that number? Let's say when you show the 20 years old, it's about $1,100. Maybe you cannot afford to save $1,100, but that's the number you need in order to have $1 million by 50. Whether you buy Bitcoin stocks or whatever, it's gonna be the same number. I don't care whether you buy IUL or buy, it's gonna be about $1,000 in order for you to have $1 million. What can you afford today? 200, 300, no problem. You start that, but remember the goal is 1,000. So now you have a reason why you're joining this business. Because if you have a reason, a very clear, specific reason, you figure out how to do the business. But if you have no clear, specific reason, obviously you're always talking about how confused you feel or how confused you are. Because there is no clear goals, specific goals. Everybody understanding, right? So when you explain the IUL, you're selling the goal. Hey, you're 40. Guess what? You need $2,400 a month in order for you to have $1 million by 60, 24. What can you afford? Oh, I'm broke. I can hardly afford 200. Well, guess what? You really need this business. You need to get licensed right away. And lastly, on this point, let me explain something. I ask people, okay, this you go. You can hardly afford $200-300. Respectfully, for you to save $200-300 a month, there is no financial analysis you need to do. Because saving $200-300 is just a decision you need to make. I mean, be serious, be common sense. You think you really need financial analysis to save $200-300? You need to make a decision. You're not gonna waste. You're gonna cut cable TV, or you're gonna stop eating out. You're gonna learn, how to cook at your home. You're gonna do some small changes for you to. You make sure that $300 doesn't become, a burden for you. But it's not an analysis you need to do. It's a decision. Now, saving $1,000 or more, that's when you really need to do a PFS. That's when you need, because obviously you have the resources, you just don't know how to do a proper PFS. But some of you, and I heard you saying, I heard you the other day say, oh, I sit down and I do PFS, these people are broke. So what kind of PFS can you do? They broke. Just tell them, hey, you broke. But you can save $200 still if you wanted to. Being broke is not the problem. Are you open to make money? Can you afford to get licensed so you can make money? Because if I tell you right now, hey, I had this brand new phone, iPhone, costs $1,000. I sell it for you for $300. How fast do you come out with $300? Even the most broke person is gonna come out with $300 because they see the $1,000 value. Well, guess what? Your license is a $50,000 value in the next 6 months. So if you see the power of getting licensed and making $50,000 the next 6 months, anyone can afford the $400 or $500 that it takes to get licensed. Because true compassion to people who are broke is telling them the truth. That is true compassion. That is real compassion. Hey, I am broke. My weekly was $620. So obviously, what analysis do I need to do? There is no analysis much I need to do. I have to realize that I'm very broke, but I can still afford $50, $100, but I can put myself to make extra $1,000. And once I make extra $1,000, I'm not that broke anymore. I make $3,000, I'm not that broke anymore. How hard is it for you to make $3,000 in this business, even if you're a brand new associate? You only have to do is, educate about 2 more families to make a decision that they're not going to waste $200. So how difficult is that? It requires belief. And it requires, hey, looking people into their eyes and let them know you're broke, but it's okay. As long as you're not broke from your mind. Can you think? Yeah. Can you hear? Yes. Can you see? Yeah. Well, guess what? You can do something. People can assist you to do something. Have you thought about, hey, so as long as you can think a little bit, you're fine. But you need to look into, see yourself every day in the mirror. And now, hey, the moment we start processing a little bit of application, now what's the next thing? Well, let's focus on becoming an S&D. Hey, somebody shared with me a powerful slide that, I don't know, I'll share with you about, a 3-3-30 system, which is the system that I always talk about, and how simple it can be for you to build a big business. Let me ask you, GX, what is it for? Well, it's for you to make money, but also for you to build a business. It's just that you got to recruit the right 3 people and the right 3. See, 3-3-30, this is the way the guy said. 3-3-30 is not about just getting 3 people. It's getting into 3 different markets. I like that concept. Hey, 3-3-30 is for you to get into 3 different markets. Everybody have a market. And just duplicate yourself. But I'll show you. And how can I not do 3-3-30 or 3-15 in this case on a monthly basis and duplicate that through a simple process? So let me share with you this slide that I'm talking about, and hopefully you like it. I really like it a lot. And this is the way I believe it's supposed to work. This one. It's very nice. You will see. You will see. So this slide right here might be confusing for you right now, but I'll explain to you. Let me explain. Let me explain you how it's supposed to work. Let me put into my where is it at? This one, because I can write on it. There. I like to have this one there. All right. So look at this. What it means, I show you. By making sure you do 3-3 right, the right way, the first 3-3, which is this right here, allows you to become, that first 3-3 should lead you to become an associate, which is 1 time, and that's the start. Out of 3 people, you're supposed to have at least 1 licensed person, right? And your production out of 3 accounts, average this much, supposed to lead about 10,000 points. So that is the right way of 3-3-30. But the main thing is, if you have 1 license, that means you can do a second time. And when you do the second time, the 3, because this is the same GX. By the time you do second, third time, the right way, it's supposed to lead you to a market director. Same concept, but the difference is you increase because it's you and the other person. So now you have 3 licenses because now it's you and the 2 people doing it. So the X means how many people is doing it with me. And since we have about 9 recruits, it's supposed to leave me about 30K, and that's why it's my ND promotion already. And income wise, it's supposed to give me already some override, through my legs that I'm building. By the time I do it 3 times with 3 more people, so I'm getting a 27 number, and my license almost S&D. and my production is supposed to be good S&D already. So all I'm doing based on this is increasing I doing it myself, but I increasing the number of people doing it with me because it's all duplication. By the time I get to this number, I have about, 80 people doing it with me. I still do it myself. And my license number, based on the people I'm recruiting, is supposed to increase to about 243, and it's supposed to lead me to a very strong EBC number. I'll break it down for you how it's supposed to work in a little bit. Write it down for you. And the more 3-3 we duplicate, which is the GX, you can call it 3-3 or GX. So the more GXs we have, the more promotions we get. I mean, I don't know if you guys think as big as, why not? These titles are made not for you to get big in your mind, but it's for you to understand that there's a very powerful business to run. And based on this, I show you the way I looked at it. Okay, so now we go here, and let's say I'm a brand new TA today. I'm just a TA, or even associate, right? Let's think about associate at least. So I'm an associate today. That means I did 1-3-3 already. And depending of the level of commitment or understanding of your 3-3, then you say, okay, my first 3-3, did it duplicate? 1 second. Okay. Did it duplicate? Well, it didn't. Well, the beautiful right now is that maybe I need to do then focus on my GX3, which is a total of, if you put on a target premium, it's $3,000 and 9 members. And here I am, a market director, right? So now I'm an ND, but ND is supposed to be an ND builder, which right now coach is looking to having GX1, and we call this one builder 2. And if I do another GX1, we call this one builder 3. So I need to have at least 3 legs that do GX1 at least, right? And that's supposed to lead me to a builder 3D, which many of us, don't have the commitment. I want to say you do have the commitment. It's just the articulation is not there yet. The belief, the sense of, hey, it's simple, you can make it. You can make GX. And by the time I do this, my average production is about 45K already. So this is going to lead me to a very strong senior market director if I'm already at this level, which is builder 3. So this system was now to becoming a very strong S&D. Even after replacement, I might have now 2 ND leg because they finished the GX3. And I have my next ND leg that finished GX3. But even right now, I need to build one more to GX3. The other day I was with Coach in San Jose, and he challenged me to build 5 new legs. He said, well, can you build 5 new legs? I said, yeah, I can, because I'm simple, and I don't commit my schedule to what doesn't allow me to build bigger. I hope you heard what I said. I don't commit my schedule what doesn't allow me to build bigger. Because whatever time I invest has to be to build bigger. Because building bigger is aligned to my dreams. So I have to make sure I put the most time there. And now I had 3 legs, let's say, and my job is to show them how to become builder 3 all of them, I want them to become Builder 3. All of them. By default, they're all going to become S&D. By default. If they believe on Builder 3. By default. And I show you because I didn't articulate this much last time I wasn't, because time. See, this is the number so far for May. As you can see, May looking very good right now. We have 54K already showing in the base and 19 recruits. And that's like less than half of the month in the base. How we're doing that? We're focusing on building the legs that I'm building right now are focused on every ND. Every ND is becoming Builder 3. Every ND. Every marketing director. Builder 3. Builder 3 means that they had 3 legs they can do GX. And in case you still say I'm confused, no, GX is nothing but doing $1,000 in target premium and recruiting 3 people. That is the number right there. Which by now you're supposed to be at $750 and at least 2 members. That's how we start this message, right? That's what I start talking about. It is very, very duplicatable. Very. I'm telling you, it's very duplicatable. And the way I challenge people when it comes to the product, because, it's this way. Listen, I'll show you how I make it very simple and I put into the product number. Depending on how much time you have, this right here, time. You're on your 40, 20, or 30, or even 50. I don't care. My job is to break down your goal. The problem is most people never come out with a specific goal or how much money. Usually people don't want to talk too much about this side yet, usually. But you got to become you have to become smart with this. Meaning, this size is a protection, right? Everybody needs at least $1 million. We know that. 1 million. Everybody, right? Million. Or maybe, okay, well, what is your income? What is your income? What is your income? What is your income? You got to protect that times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. Doesn't matter, right? Times 10. What is your income? Times 10. Now, does everyone want to get to here, retirement here, to 67, 65, or even 70? I don't know, depending. Does everyone have a specific goal to have $1 million or more? Yeah, but the question is, do they believe they can have that type of income or that type of accumulation? If they don't believe that, well, then tell me what's the number you believe. Or what will make you happy? Maybe the 50 years old might say, you know what? Maybe half a million, I'll be happy. Well, let's work on $500,000 then. So the first thing I do, okay, the 50 years old, you want $500,000. Guess what? You still need to protect your income 10 times. In case you become disabled, sick, you still need to do that. But you want $500,000. Well, here's how it works. $500,000, you got 15 years to do that. 15 years. 15 years. So you break down that $500,000 into 15 years. How much is it? Anybody do the math already? So here you put the number. And it's the same thing applies to the rest. It's just that the younger person has a lot more time. Obviously, it's going to require more money. Less money, I'm sorry, because more time. So what's the number? If you just use money and time, what's the number? 33,000, right? 300. And then you do this into, 333, imagine. It's coming up all the time, huh? And then you divide that into monthly. What's the monthly? You monthly looking about what? 2,000.
777.
How much?
2,777.
77. There we go. This is your monthly if you just use money in time. So now, the next question is, how soon can you, what's your affordability? Obviously, now, because we're gonna use compound interest, and based on the time you have, well, I would say because you only have 15 years, you're probably gonna have to learn how to save. I would say at least. I would say because of the time, I would ask this person to afford at least 70% of that money, of this money, of the actual money. 70% of this will be 2,770, maybe 60, but I might say 70. That means that it'll be $1,943. That's how much you need to save because the compound interest can make up for the other 30% that you're not saving. It's a very simple math, straightforward. But in order for me to break down this math, I need to know what the goal is. Now, if I'm working with at 30 years old, you see the difference is this person is, now I divide the 1 million because this person have a chance, right? And I divide this in 30-year time. What's the new number now? 1 million divided into 30, what do you get? The same number because it's 2 times the money, 2 times. So that means that because the same number is 2,770, but because there is a lot more time, this person only needs to save 50% of the money, or the actual goal. 50% of that would be $1,375. The other 50% of the money will be made through the compound interest in time. So the next question is, what can you afford now? You see, it's the same process, it's just that I'm changing the number. What can you afford? So now we're going to, hey, affordability, and then we're going to the illustration. So you must know how to master your illustration as well to connect with these numbers. By doing this, we close about, I help a team member close 6 accounts from business owners. We did something called executive bonus. So they have a company, and the company is going to do executive, but it's going to give them a bonus. Obviously, they have to have a C corporation, I believe. So they do executive bonus, which is going to go into the W-2, and they still have to pay taxes through the W-2, but it gets deducted from the business. So we did 5, and we did about 60,000 in the target premium. One did 25,000, the other one did about 18,000, 15,000. The lowest did 11,000 because she was a little younger, 37. And they all agreed that, hey, we came out with this goal that I just shared with you, and then we came out with a number of how much they need to start saving, and they're going to do the 1 year premium, full premium into the contract. So now we're just going through underwriting. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if business owner, W-2, broke people. I'm going to give you a goal, and I'm going to challenge you if you believe that this goal can be achieved, not because you have the tools today, but because you have the belief that you can achieve the goal through our education and leadership. That is my bottom line. And and if you join, obviously, I'm gonna be probably your weekly reminder of your goal. So in order for me to build somebody, I need to know what their PFS look like, not because I want to sell something to you, but because I want to help you understand how you get into well, those are details that we take care of, my friend. That's something that the clients and us, we take care of those details. You take care of your clients. You make sure you show them how the goal is done. And you do that 315, not a big deal. So meaning that this month, by next month, which is going to be 1 full month in this training, I was expecting 70% of you to 80% of you here in your GX. By the 3rd month, I will be expecting at least, say half of you building at least 5 GXs. By the end of the year, I will be expecting half of you having at least 10 people running GX. Within a year, I'll be expecting to see some executive promotions. I'll be expecting some E&Ds, I'll be expecting some CEOs. And the more I see your face, the more familiar I become with you. And a year from now, I'm gonna probably be demanding, hey, I've been looking to your face for a full year. Show me your business. I might ask you, hey, pull up your office, back office. I wanna see what it looks like. I wanna see what have you done the last 12 months. So lastly, I just want to explain you this, the way I feel, the way I see, doing something like this, that we came out with this program or with this schedule, I want to say, and thank you for all the support that every leader agreed to do. But let me explain to you the bottom, what is the final purpose to do a schedule of daily activity or daily, commitment. As you know, every Monday on Mondays we talk about contact and prospecting, which is, supposed to be your bread and butter. You gotta learn how to contact and prospect. And let me say something about contact and prospect. There is no specific way to contact and prospect. You just contact and prospect. Whoever tried to explain to you, well, I'm glad you do it that way. But you can do it other way. The point is this. In order for you to contact and prospect, be yourself. Feel great about the message. Feel excited about the message. Feel confident. And you will contact and prospect. You don't have to contact and prospect as other people. But as you know, as long as you know, contact and prospect is your real business. And you do that every day, everywhere, anyway. Just do it. And the message of contact and prospect is, we can show you how to build a strong financial foundation, and we can show you how to be, be part of the financial industry, backed by a system and a leadership. End of the story. Let's get together. I'll show you, or come to our office. Contact and prospect Monday. Tuesday is about learning how to run the numbers, with your illustration system. How to create the goal through the policy and the amount of money they need to save. And obviously, if you want to sell a lot, you need to show what you have. So that means you got to own it also big time. The more you own big time, meaning like, you put good money into your policies. By the way, I don't know, I always challenge the team that, hey, how much money did you put last month in June so you can get paid right now, in the segment of June, which maybe next time I'll share with you about that. Meaning that, hey, you want to impress people, well, show them how much money you have into your policies. That's the way you sell too. Can you show? How much? How proud are you? And then obviously you don't have to answer those questions. That's on Tuesday. On Wednesday we need to come out with, hey, what's your number? Show us your numbers. We need to see what your progress is. What's the next promotion you're running, or the next program you want to achieve, whether it's Green Jacket or GX numbers that you're looking for, or ND or SND. So Wednesday we need to see what your back office look like, or what is your report for your weekly basis. On Thursday we get inspired by the different stories that people talk about, how this business changed their life, whether it's through the education or the opportunity to make money, or the opportunity to travel and to meet other people. That's on Thursday. And today is about, hey, it's the weekend. We gotta get busy. Let's make presentations. Let's show some solutions to people. Let's get somebody make some money over the weekend. Let's help, people to apply for our solutions. That is today for. So my point is this: by following this, 12 months from now, you're supposed to become a lot better on every aspect, on the contact, on the prospect, on the prospect and sort of contact and prospect, on the numbers for the solutions, on the monitor of your business, on the mission to help see people achieving better lifestyle, and also on the commitment to have results every weekend. Because to me, weekends are one of the best times to have results. So a year from now, you're supposed to have some business traction, meaning that you become better. So here's the final thing I want to explain to you what I mean a year from now. A year from now, once June comes, or 2026, I'm going to look into your number of June 2025, and I'm going to ask you, don't you think you are a lot better than 12 months ago in order for you to have better numbers from a year ago on the same month. So that mindset is the mindset I talk to, the leaders that are committed with me for at least a year, that I seen their face, that I seen their face in the meetings, in the trainings, in everywhere. I say, listen, you're better, you're stronger than 12 months ago. So what I mean is that don't compete with nobody. Compete with yourself from 12 months ago. What does that mean? It means the following. Because this month I'm competing with myself from a year ago, because I'm supposed to be better than a year ago, because I hear this message many times, and I'm humble enough to learn and go and apply. So that means that my real number that I'm competing is this number right here. June 2024, I had 2,934 points in one recruit. So obviously I beat my number already, because that's how we call growing the rolling 12 month. That's what I call it. So in my base shop, we have 69,013 recruits. I already beat the recruiting number, and I beat my production number by making sure I have more than 69,000. So my rolling 12 will look better. Now, on my Superbase 243.67, by the time this update, I will beat my production as well my recurring number from 12 months ago. And finally, the super team was 1.8,588,000. I will beat that number by 2 times. I'm going to do 2 times the number, and that's how I make sure my business start growing every 12 months. And guess what? Next month, I'll be in a 12-month rolling again. So when does it end? Never. When do I stop running? Never. Is that exciting? It's super exciting. Does that make me focus? Yes. Does that teach me how to keep the right language in my mind and when I speak? Yes. Does that allow me to get to other people to confuse me? No, because I'm not going to listen to whatever they have to say. I'm going to see what I have 12 months ago, and I feel I'm better from 12 months ago. So I'm ready to beat myself numbers from 12 months ago. Can you do that for your business? Can you see what you have June last year, and can you improve that? I think you can. But the only way you can do that is by being aware and detach yourself from what doesn't add to your business, and learn to speak more clear, confident, and go to work. So for those of you who's been 12 months or more, I'm expecting you to beat your numbers from 12 months ago. And if you're just brand new, hey, don't worry. Next year it'll be June 2026, so you still have to beat your numbers. So the way it goes, put a good show for your month. Can somebody raise their hand? That's all I have to say. I'll answer one question and I'll be ready to go.